Hey there, folks, settle in, because I've got a story that'll make your jaw drop, a real-life saga of one guy, a private beach, and a neighborhood tyrant who thought she could steamroll him. Picture this: a quiet stretch of California coast, waves crashing, seagulls circling, and a little slice of paradise that Jack Thompson, a regular guy with a dream, thought he'd secured for himself. But then, enter Lisa Grayson, the HOA queen with a clipboard and a vendetta, who turned his sanctuary into a battlefield, and trust me, it got wild. So, Jack's this architect, mid-40s, the kind of guy who's happiest sketching designs with a coffee in hand and the ocean in view. A few years back, he scraped together every dime he had to buy 3 acres of coastal heaven just outside San Clemente, a rugged patch with a private beach, a weathered cabin he fixed up himself, and pines that whispered in the breeze. For Jack, this wasn't just land, it was his escape from the city grind, a place to breathe, to think, to be. He double-checked the deed, the surveys, everything. His property was free and clear, no ties to the fancy gated community next door, Sunset Pines. That place was all cookie-cutter mansions, perfect lawns, and an HOA that ruled like it was the Pentagon. Jack had heard the horror stories, fines for wrong-colored mailboxes, neighbors snitching over untrimmed hedges, but he figured, hey, I'm outside their turf, I'm good. For a while he was. He'd spend weekends at the cabin, grilling fish, watching the sunset paint the waves gold. Sure, he'd spot the occasional footprint in the sand or hear laughter from Sunset Pines folks wandering too close, but it was no big deal. He slapped up some private property signs, just to be clear, and life was sweet until Lisa Grayson rolled in. Lisa was the new HOA president, a real estate agent with a fake smile, a power suit, and eyes that screamed, "I'm in charge." Word around town was she ran Sunset Pines like her personal fiefdom, slapping fines on anyone who dared park an RV in their driveway. But Jack didn't know her, not yet. One Saturday morning, Jack's sipping coffee on his porch, the ocean sparkling, when he hears music. Not just any music, full-on pop hits blaring from his beach. He steps outside, and holy hell, it's like a county fair exploded down there. Tents, coolers, kids running wild, an inflatable slide-a-slide, and at least 60 people treating his sand like their backyard. Jack's heart's pounding, his coffee sloshing, and there's Lisa, strutting around with a megaphone, barking orders like she owns the place. He storms down, weaving through picnic tables and a freaking taco bar, and plants himself right in front of her. "Excuse me," Jack says, voice tight. "What the hell's going on? This is my property." Lisa barely glances up from her clipboard, her lips curling into this condescending smirk. "Oh, you must be the new guy," she says, like he's some lost tourist. "This beach? It's the Sunset Pines property. Always has been. We're just having our annual community bash." Jack's dumbfounded. "No, it's not," he snaps. "I own this land deed, survey, the works. You're trespassing." Lisa laughs, sharp and cold. "Sweetie, I don't know what papers you think you have, but my husband's on the city council. This beach is ours. Run along now." Jack's seeing red, but he's not about to brawl with a megaphone-wielding HOA dictator. He marches back to his cabin, grabs his phone, and calls the cops' non-emergency line, because he's not that guy. He lays it all out: the party, the trespassing, the whole circus. The dispatcher promises to send someone. While he waits, he pulls out his deed, tax records, everything, just in case. By the time 2 squad cars roll up, the party's still raging. Someone's even set up a slip and slide. Lisa spots the cops and beelines for them, all charm. "Officers, thank goodness," she cries, pointing at Jack. "This man's harassing our community event." Jack steps forward, calm but firm, and hands over his papers. The lead cop, a grizzled sergeant named Ortiz, schemes them, looks at Lisa, and says, "Ma'am, records say this is his property. You need to clear out. Now." Lisa's face twists like she bit a lemon. "This is outrageous," she sputters. "That beach has been ours for years. Ortiz isn't having it. Pack it up, or we start writing tickets." Grumbling, the crowd starts dismantling their taco bar, but Lisa's shooting Jack a look that says, "This isn't over." And no, it wasn't. The next day, Jack finds a letter slid under his cabin door, fancy Sunset Pines HOA letterhead, dripping with legalese, accusing him of unlawfully seizing community land and demanding he prove his ownership or face a lawsuit. Jack laughs. The cops already saw his deed, but the audacity stings. Then it gets worse. He wakes up one morning to hammering and finds two HOA goons pounding stakes into his sand, stringing up a banner. Future site of Sunset Pines Community Plaza. Jack's livid. Who sent you? He demands. One guy shrugs. Talk to Lisa. That's when Jack knows he's not just dealing with a misunderstanding, this is war. He calls his buddy Mike, a property lawyer who's seen it all. Mike's like, Jack, this is classic HOA bullying. We'll shut it down. They fire off a cease and desist letter, warning Lisa to back off or face court. But Lisa doubles down. Jack's security cameras, yeah. He installed those after the party catch her and a posse sneaking onto his land at dusk, trying to rip down his private property signs. Then, a flyer starts circulating in Sunset Pines, calling Jack a greedy outsider who's stealing their beach, urging residents to shun him. One night, someone spray paints community land across his fence. Another time, his water line's cut, leaving him high and dry. Jack's not just mad now, he's scared, but he's also done playing nice. Lisa escalates, slapping him with a lawsuit, claiming his land purchase was invalid, and the beach is a community easement. It's a bold lie, but she's got Sunset Pines' deep pockets and a slick law firm. Jack's gut churns he's just one guy, not a corporation, but Mike's ready. They dig into county records, and surprise, surprise, there's no easement, no HOA claim, nothing. Lisa's making it all up. Mike builds a case, complete with Jack's deed, surveys, and damning camera footage of Lisa vandalizing his fence, bolt cutters in hand, directing her crew like a mob boss. The trial's a circus. Sunset Pines residents pack the courtroom, some glaring at Jack, others just curious. Lisa's in a sharp blazer, smirking like she's untouchable, her lawyers spinning a tale of Jack as a scheming land grabber. But their evidence, a sketchy map showing the beach as HOA property, falls apart when Mike grills their surveyor, who admits it was doctored after Jack's purchase. The judge's eyebrow shoots up. Then Mike plays the security footage. The room gasps as Lisa's caught red-handed, her smug face on the big screen. When she takes the stand, Mike tears her apart. Where's this easement document, Ms. Grayson? He asks. She stammers, deflects, and finally snaps. Everyone knows it's our beach. The judge has had enough. The verdict hits like a tidal wave. Jack's ownership is rock solid. The HOA's lawsuit is tossed out, and they're slapped with a $300,000 fine for trespassing, vandalism, and Jack's legal fees. Lisa? She's personally liable for $75,000 in punitive damages, and the judge refers her to the DA for fraud. As the gavel falls, Lisa's frozen, her empire crumbling. Jack exhales, the weight lifting off his chest. He's won. Back at Sunset Pines, Lisa's ousted in disgrace, her name in mud. The HOA elects new leaders who actually care about fairness, and they send Jack a formal apology, a small gesture, but it means something. Jack uses the settlement cash to rebuild a stronger fence, more cameras, and a cozy fire pit for nights with his buddies. The beach is pristine again, native grasses replanted, the scars of Lisa's invasion gone. One evening, as the sun dips low, painting the waves orange, Jack walks the shoreline, the sand cool under his feet. He's not just relieved, he's proud. He fought a giant and won, not just for himself, but for anyone who's ever been bullied by someone waving a rulebook. Standing there, watching the horizon, Jack wonders, how many others are out there, facing their own leases, their HOAs, afraid to push back? He smiles, knowing his story's out there now, maybe giving someone the guts to stand their ground. But here's the thing, and I want to hear from you. Was Jack just lucky, or did he win because he refused to bend? What would you do if someone tried to take what's yours? Drop a comment, share your thoughts, your stories, let's talk about it. And if this hit home, give it a thumbs up, share it with a friend. Because sometimes, the little guy still wins, and that's a story worth spreading.